So in the beginning of the story, we are told that due to a pandemic in the world, people started dying in large numbers, and those who survived started turning into zombies due to that pandemic. There were only a few people left in the world who did not fall prey to that pandemic, out of which 513 people settled on an island named Helgoland and formed their own community there. Slowly and gradually, they started growing the things they needed on this island. But despite that, the supply of food and other necessary things was very less on this island. That is why more than 513 people could not live on this island. If even one person grew here, they could have to face difficulties. That is why whenever a new child was born on this island, an old man or a person against whom the entire society had voted was killed. At this time, we are shown a community meeting room in which the names of all the 513 survivors were written, and they were given some points. If the people of the community did some good work, they got more points and their ranking was raised, whereas the people with lower ranking had more chances of being killed if a child was born. There was also a committee to manage this entire community, whose leader is Battis. Well, now, 15 years pass in the story. We are shown a girl named Emily, who is going to have a son, and everyone was gathered here. A news reporter was also recording all this. According to the rules, now whenever a child is born on this island, someone else has to die. That is why Emily's dad decides to sacrifice himself and goes and jumps from a cliff and gives up his life. But this also did not work because it was revealed that Emily had twins. Now they had to kill someone else too. The waitress forms a committee to decide who should be killed next. Everyone decides that we should vote as to who should be killed next. Through a report, everyone was being told their ranking, and everyone was watching their ranking sitting at home. Both friends, Christian and Henrik, see that their ranking is very low. Christian gets scared seeing this and tells Henrik that if they choose me to kill, then I will not give up my life. Then Henrik tells him, "Remember the last time when a man tried to save himself? He was forcibly put in a box and dropped in water." After this, we are shown a lady named Alice with a ranking of 512. She had become very old. That is why people considered her useless. That is why her ranking had come down so much. However, she had not done anything wrong, and the person who was ranked lowest was an engineer. Everyone had declared Etienne a criminal, just because he had stolen medicine for his wife. Now voting had to be done among these three, and it had to be selected who should be killed among them. After this, we are shown a father and son, Merrick and Linus. Both of them are scientists and are trying to make a vaccine for the virus that has spread all over the world in a lab. Here we are shown a lady named Juliet, who is one of the committee members of this community. She, along with Merrick, goes to distribute medicines in the whole community. And as soon as these people go to Etienne's house, his wife Lisa gets angry at both of them because it was because of Jurif that Etienne's ranking was so low. Etienne had gone only to get medicine for Lisa, but Jurif called him a criminal in front of everyone. As a punishment for which they started getting less ration, and Etienne's name also came in the death list. She tells Judith that because of you, this community will lose a hard-working engineer like Etienne. The scene cuts, and we see Emily, who has just given birth to 2 children. The old woman who was ranked third comes and takes away her child. But then Emily's eyes open. The old woman starts apologizing. "It is not at all what you are thinking. I did not want to harm your child." But still, Emily took her child from her. Here it is shown that Merrick also stole the medicines and gave them to an old woman. All this, Juliet saw this and went and told all this to Battis, who at this time was the only person in the shopping mall who could save them all by making a vaccine. Patris had an advantage in keeping him alive. That is why she tells Jurist not to tell anyone about this. When the time comes, I will punish him myself and will also throw him out of here, and I will give you his place. Believe me. Christian and Henrik had heard their conversation. Understanding their game, they also get an idea to play a game here. There was a child here at this time whose Pickle's jaw broke after colliding with a boy. There was very little food here. Therefore, people were given limited food. Everyone became sad after seeing the loss of food. Seeing this, Henry tells Christian, if you want to increase your ranking, then go and help this child in front of everyone. Listening to Henry, Christian goes to that girl and starts distributing his stuff to her. Seeing this, everyone gets very impressed. Even Baptiste, and she also announces to give him 10 points extra so that his ranking improves. Meanwhile, Henrik goes to Lisa and Etienne, who had come to take food from here. Henrik knew that Lisa and Etienne are getting very less food. That is why he tells Lisa that if you want, I can share my food with you. Sensing his intention, Lisa refuses. Baptiste, who is standing on the other side of the counter, also heard all this and came out and started scolding Henrik. And here we came to know that in reality, Henrik was the son of Baptiste. Cut to Merrick's lab. Merrick has forcibly brought an infected person from the outside world and is keeping him with him. He does his experiments on him. Here we see that Henrik was again after Lisa. When she came to take some stuff from the store, he tells Lisa to accept his offer. I will give you lots of food, but in return, you will have to come close to me. You will have to give me whatever I want. When Lisa does not listen to him, Henrik starts forcing her, and then an alarm goes off. Hearing which, Henrik immediately leaves Lisa and runs away from here towards the border. Actually, Henrik is a soldier here. It is seen that some people were trying to enter this island through the sea. But there was no place for any other human being on this island. These people warn them to stop there. When the people there do not listen to their warnings, Mian, who is the leader of the soldiers, shoots at those men, due to which everyone starts running away from here in fear. He did not intend to kill the rest of the people, but Henrik enjoyed such things a lot. He shot and killed all the heavy people just for his own fun. Well, now these people come to the community meeting room, where voting was to be done between the 3 people with the last ranking, and it was to be decided who should be killed now. In the voting, everyone votes against Etienne. Etienne becomes very sad on hearing this, and Lisa too did not want to let her husband die like this. That is why she stands up and tells everyone that Etienne is innocent. He did not commit any crime. He had only stolen the medicine. That too for me, because Jew Jorath and his team had refused to give me the medicine. If you want to kill, then kill Henrik. He has tried to take advantage of our helplessness. He tried to force himself on me, and before that, he also offered me that I will give you food and water if you stay with me. After hearing this, all the women sitting here with whom Henrik had done bad, Patrice reluctantly has to decide that now Etienne will not be killed, but Henrik will be thrown out of this island. The senses shift again towards the lab, where Marek's experiment had failed, due to which the man on whom Marek was experimenting died. Marek was very sad to see this, but he burned the dead body himself, so that the dead body does not spread the virus here. Sadly, he comes home and tells the same thing to Linus, that their experiment has failed. Here Linus decides that now he will go to the outside world and will go out with Mian and bring a sample of the vaccine that the big scientist had made. Mian, i.e., the leader of the soldiers, did not like his idea. After some time, they reach the mainland, and a soldier asks Henrik to get off the boat. But when Henrik does not get down, the soldier starts beating him. He was beating Heinrich as if he was taking revenge for the past. And here, from his own memories, it was revealed that Heinrich had done a very bad thing to his sister as well, for which he was venting his anger on Heinrich at this time. To save himself, Heinrich now runs away from here. Here, another issue arises in the island. Water supply lines get damaged. There is a shortage of water. That is why Bettis decides to go to meet him with her employee. And here, her employee notices that Bettis also has a radio which is connected to the outside world. And it was illegal to keep any such thing here which connects them to the outside world. But she could not say anything because only Bettis had the power here. Here Bettis asks the engineer to fix everything soon, and the engineer also assures that he will soon take the whole situation under his control. But in return, all he wanted from Bettis was that she should allow him to keep his wife from the outside world on this island. But Bettis flatly refuses him. Here we are shown all the soldiers who leave Linus on the boat and ask him to wait for them and go to meet a man named Earl. They give him some food supplies. In return, these people are given 2 big boxes. What is in them will be known later. Here Linus was waiting for all these soldiers, even after the passage of time. When these soldiers do not come on the boat, he himself goes out to check, and here he has a confrontation with a boy who gives him a medicine and says that I have a lot of such medicines in my ship. If you want to take them, then come with me. Hearing this, Linus leaves with that boy for his ship. On reaching there, he sees that the boy was not lying. He really has a lot of medicines. But before giving it, he puts a condition. He says that in exchange of these medicines, you will have to take me and all my companions to your island. As soon as he says this, people start leaving from here in large numbers. Their number was much more. That is why Linus knows it is better to run away from here. Here all the soldiers also started moving towards their boat. Then a man attacks a soldier. Before he could harm the soldier, other soldiers attack that man and kill him and start moving towards their boat quickly. When all of them are sitting on the boat, they come to know that Linus is not in this boat. Before they can go down to search for her, many local people start moving towards their boat who were hoping for life and wanted to go with them to their island. People did not want such a big trouble. That is why these people start their boat without taking Linus and start leaving from here. Linus had also heard the sound of the boat moving. He saw the direction of the boat and quickly climbed on another big boat and jumped on his boat. Following him, the boy who had brought medicines for him also tries to climb on this boat. But the soldiers shoot him in the water and kill him. Here the soldiers see that Linus's suit was also torn, due to which they got scared. They started feeling as if Linus has also been infected. To keep him away from themselves, they shoot him with their tranquilizer gun and make him unconscious. And then, after bringing him to the island, he is quarantined. Here Morik, i.e. his dad, comes to meet him, to whom Linus gives the medicine, which he had brought from the outside world. He tells him the whole story of how he met some people, and he also wrote many such vaccines on a boat. He knew that this vaccine is of the same virus. Mara was not sure. He tests it and finds out that this is the real vaccine. So now he goes to Bettis. He tells her the whole story told by Linus and forces her to send her soldiers back to that board so that all these vaccines can be brought here. But Bettis refuses to do this work because she had suffered a lot of loss the last time she went out. Here in the outside, she used to help him in his experiments. And now finally, we are shown what was in those big boxes that were brought from the outside world. They contained 2 infected people whom Al had captured and sold to this island in exchange for some fruits and vegetables. And now Mare and Jorf were going to perform their experiment on them. Before those people could work on their experiment, a soldier falls ill here and dies suddenly. Merrick and Jorth were very upset with his death. What had happened to him all of a sudden? Actually, just a few days ago, he too had gone to the outside world with Mian and his team and returned infected. The infection kept increasing. He did not tell anyone, and finally he died. These people cremate his body, whereas here, Linus sees that marks like that soldier had started appearing on his body too. But he does not tell his dad about this yet. But he was scared of these marks, because he knew what was going to happen to him now. Now the entire blame for the death of that soldier falls on their leader, Mian, although he had no fault in this. A community meeting is held, and Bettis decides that 100 points of Mian will be deducted because he did not take care of his team when he went out, due to which that boy got infected and died. Along with this, he is also expelled from the army and is left to work in jail. Meanwhile, a girl starts coughing. Hearing her cough, everyone thinks that the girl is infected and everyone runs away from here in fear. The name of this girl was Fu, and actually this girl was pregnant, but she was not married. Because of this, everyone killed her child. She was very upset. In this tension, she comes to Tom. Then Tom tells her that, "You do not worry. I will take good care of you and my child, and will not let anyone harm you." The scene cuts, and finally we are shown the lab scene again, where Gerard and Mark are trying to make a vaccine, but every time they try to make it, they fail. As soon as they applied the newly made vaccine dose on their experiments, their health started deteriorating, which clearly shows that this vaccine has also failed. In tension, one of us tells Gerard that whatever happens, we will have to make a vaccine as soon as possible because the virus has already come to our island once. There is no idea how many people it will engulf. Here in the outside world, we are shown Oil, who had come to the companions of that dead boy. He shows them the dead body of their companion who has been killed by the islanders. If you do not want this to happen to you too, then tell me the address of that vaccination. Everyone remains silent for a long time. Then a boy comes forward and tells Alt that I will tell you about these vaccines, but in return, my condition is that I will be given a safe life on the island. Sins shifts back to the island, where Mar has come to meet Mian in the jail. He tells Mian that I have enough authority to get your sentence reduced. But in return, I only need a little help from you. You will have to go back to the place from where Linus got the vaccine and bring that vaccine here. But Mian refuses to do this work. Sins shifts back to the outside world where Henrik was, and Henrik was caught this time. Some cannibals, i.e. man-eaters, and they were just about to cook and eat him. Then Henrik said, "Don't kill me. I am Earl's man." On hearing Al's name, these people let him go because he was very powerful. Now they were making such a big mistake that they were going to kill Al's man. In this process, they tie this guy and take him in front of Alt to apologize to Alt himself. But Earl did not even know Henrik. Al also orders to kill it, and before it is killed, Heinrich tells Al that I am the son of Bettis, the son of the island's leader. He tells that I came here after getting lost. I have gone. I need your help to go back. If that happens, I will do whatever you want. He also tells him that the old woman Velma has died due to the virus. After listening to him, he gives a gun to Henry and tells him that you are trying to lie very cleverly. But it failed because I already know the whole truth. I am here. I keep an eye on everything. You did not stray from that island, but were taken out, and Velma was also killed by you and not by any virus. Now Henry thought that he was definitely dead. Another trick came to his mind, and he told Eiley that I can tell you about all the secrets and all the mysteries of the island. Here, Eiley asks him all the secrets and happily leaves him alive. Now, since some people had died here, 1 or 2 people could be added to the island, and those people were being interviewed. One of them was the wife of the water supply engineer, who knew a lot about medicine. Bringing him to this island could have proved beneficial for everyone. But there was another candidate here who says that she is a surgeon. When she is interviewed, she passes the interview and preparations are started to bring her to the island instead of the engineer's wife. As soon as the engineer comes to know that his wife was not selected, he gets very angry, and he also decides to go back to his wife on the male line. But Bettis did not want this. She had only one water engineer whom she could not lose. The scene cuts, and now we are shown Etienne, whose wife Lisa was working for Bettis. She used to keep news of the entire island for him. Because of this, but due to intoxication, he loses his balance and falls down and breaks his leg. While Merrick was doing his surgery, the new girl who had come here, Daniela, Merrick sees that she is very nervous. She even runs away from here. Merrick gets suspicious, and he goes to Daniela after the surgery and asks her what was happening to you while standing there. Daniela also does not lie and tells the truth that I am not a surgeon. I was seeing a surgery for the first time. That's why I was feeling strange. Mark asks then, how did you pass that interview? To which Delia tells him that I am very fond of reading books, and I had read all that only in medicine books. That's why she started blackmailing Mark, and she told him that I know your son is infected with Linus. I will also not tell anything about this on the condition that you do not tell anyone anything about me. These two were still talking when Gerard came here, who had heard their conversation. She threatens them that I will go and tell the secret of both of you to the whole community, and will also kill Linus. Before she could go out, Daniela attacks her from behind on the head and kills her, and then Merrick and Daniela together dispose of her body in the darkness of the night, i.e. throw it in the water. The next morning, Merrick gets a report that the health of a girl is very bad, about whom we had seen a while ago that she is pregnant. Her health had deteriorated. At this time, she had a miscarriage. This was a matter of great danger. If someone came to know, Fu could have been killed. But her mother requests Mark that please do not tell anyone about this, and Mark also agrees to keep this secret. Here, when Bettis comes to the lab, she sees a broken tooth at one place, which was actually Julith's. When Daniela attacked her, it broke and fell, and Merrick picked it up and kept it there. Bettis got suspicious after seeing this tooth, but still, she started talking to Merrick in a different way and said that there is no news of Gerard for a few days. Merrick wanted to call later. Then foreign Bettis said, I think you are behind his disappearance, because look at this rice which I have found from here. He could have denied that he did not do all this, but he says very bravely, yes, then even if I have done something like this, I know that you cannot do anything to me, because you need me a lot. Hearing this, Bettis was also shocked, and she came to know that she cannot do anything against Merrick. That is why she tells Merrick, you do not worry. I will blame the engineer for all this, and will remove him from the silent. Showed it in the community meeting a few days later. It is said that Lisa collected evidence against the engineer on the instructions of Patrice, from which it was evident that the engineer murdered Girth. However, this was not the case, and now he should have been punished with death. We see that Etienne was made the new in charge of the windmill due to this work of Lisa. Lisa and Etienne were very happy. They were celebrating their happiness that the in charge of the windmill, that is, the boss, who also had an operation, has arrived here. He was getting very angry at Etienne, and he tells Etienne that, You had deliberately given me that bottle of alcohol so that some accident happens to me and you become the in charge there. But Etienne explains to him that I had no such intention. Anyway, the scene cuts, and the next day, we are shown that preparations were being made to tie the hands and feet of that engineer and throw him into the sea, and everyone had come here to see this spectacle. Daniela comes here and shoots Steph, and a twist is revealed that Daniela was Earl's partner, and Bettis was in cahoots with Earl. Earl, too, was moving towards this island with a plan of his own to capture it, and this season ends here with the mystery of what is going to happen next.